Hey YouTube, and it's been a while since my last upload, but I'm still here. It's just a vacation time, it's summer and things are a bit slow on my YouTube side. Nevertheless, today I am back with a landing page feedback review for a really interesting product that I was going through like the landing page feedback request here on Indie Hackers, and I was like, okay, this tool looks pretty cool because it really like hits a part of the problems that I've had in the past, right? So if you use Notion, you probably know that Notion is super powerful to take notes, to like share things with your team and to collaborate. But one thing that Notion isn't very good at, it's like the visual representation of data. So what happens with Notion is you have to go and install some external tool and import the data into Notion. For example, like you want to do a sketch, you probably use Figma, or you maybe use InVision. If you use graphs like to show data, what you end up doing is you need to use Google, probably spreadsheets or something. So anyway, I'll jump into the page in a second to show you why I think this is a very cool idea, and let's see how we can improve the website. So first of all, it's called blocks.me, so let's open it up. I've already seen this page about a day ago, and now I'm just doing the video based on my thoughts. I just had some time to process all of these. So let's talk about the first thing, right? Like there's a logo up here on the top. Very interesting. It's very Lego-ish, right? Please, Lego, don't sue me. I'm just thinking like blocks. I always think of Legos. Then you have like a navigation up here, home, pricing, why blocks, and then a login. So the good thing about this login is you're gonna be logging in with Notion. So this tool is exclusively built around the fact that you're a Notion user and you need a little bit more. So the first thing you'll notice is in here on the hero page above the fold, right? Like the fold is this part here, and this is everything above it. You have built better habits on Notion with our beautiful widget. Now, the way this product has been conceived is that you can create the widgets that I assume the founder Moniet is going to build, and then people can import them into their Notion pages and customize them as they want. But this is a library of widgets that will always increase. So you see here, there's like a visualization one, there's a schedule, like almost like a calendar here with like different times, and there's like a nice one with different like dials for like how good you've done like over the past week, or like for example, this could work very well with if you use like agile project management. This could work for your sprint completion of tickets, etc., etc. So widgets are definitely important for Notion because they are lacking the ability to build it themselves, it seems. So as a Notion user, I'm like, wow, this is useful. Okay, so now I understand that there are widgets and I can see what the widgets are. So that's a very good point. The fact that you can just, see them here and you can scroll through them and you can pause it, etc., etc. And then the header here is like, what's the problem, right? Now here the problem is about better habits. So better habits on Notion with our beautiful widgets. So the problem here is like people have habits and they are not very good at sticking with them. So this is the solution to that. Okay, fair enough. That's definitely an interesting and unique approach to like presenting your product, right? Another interesting thing here is that the founder already like and immediately put like social proof about who he is. So you can email him, you can see his code pen information, and you can also reach out to him via LinkedIn. So this is super interesting. You don't really see it much, but I can definitely get behind this idea of, hey, this is who I am. I'm for real. Like I'm a real person. Check me out. And then the next thing is you have a call to action, which is very straightforward. You sign up with Notion, and then there's a reinforcement that the product is free to begin with. So you're like, okay, well, I can sign up. I don't have to create credentials because I can just sign up with Notions, and I don't have to pay any extra money. I think that's a good section of this page. What I'm not really too sure about is like the header, right? So in the header, why is your product like important? We got that, but then like how do you solve the problem? Is it like just customizing widgets? Can I create my own widgets? You need to give it a little bit more flair, so to speak. You need to give it a little bit more information. So anyway, so far it's good. I like it. The copy is okay, and it's got like enough information for me to understand what the product is about without having to scroll through the page. So let's scroll. There's a visual reminder that you can learn more. So I will do. I'm scrolling down and I'm hitting the first section under the fold. Usually people on this first section, what they do is they talk about their product and the issues, right? Like you have this issue and this is why my product exists. Instead here, what you're hit with is like a little bit of the widgets. So the different types of widgets that you can install on Notion. So at this point, you're like, okay, how many people really do or have habits and they track it on Notion? That's the first question. So maybe if you had a data point and say, hey, you're probably one of those 100,000 people or whatever that track how much work they do on Notion, or they track, if they went to the gym, they have a calendar or something. And this is why we have a better solution to represent visually in Notion certain numbers that otherwise are just a boring table, right? So the problem is that the users have this like ugly or like eye friendly way to represent the data, and what you're giving them is a nicer way, more catchy and straight to the point. So you're not really talking about that. Instead, you're just showing. So you're showing what you've got, which is a great way sometimes, but sometimes you need to like pinpoint what is the problem and why do they need this solution. A lot of other people will just like see it and they are like, okay, well, yeah, maybe I need a Pomodoro timer, maybe I need a habit tracker, but it makes more sense when you show them first what the problem is and then you show them also how you solve it. Then there is a little information here about why you built this, and it's pretty, it's a good mission. You wanted to cut down on the digital noise. So instead of having, I guess many apps, where you have to log in and do everything and integrate it with Notion, you created one that does it all for you. Again, this does not resonate with me. I'm sure there are probably people in the audience which will exactly have the same issue here, where they want, a habit tracker and they want to cut down with the digital noise. Okay, fair enough. And then the last part here. So you basically have skipped the problem and you jumped into the how it works, right? You're showing how it works to a certain extent. You're showing what you built. Then you explain the why. So you still haven't explained the reason, like the data almost, right? Like the audience needs to understand why they need to use that. So maybe some use cases here, like for example, like John Doe or Alice Smith, they used to have like 15 Notion pages and they were integrating with a lot of stuff, and now suddenly, thanks to this tool, they have moved forward and they only use one widget, divided in two, and it's got all their data, etc., etc. So that would be, in my opinion, a more effective way to explain why and showing an example of why and how, right? And also highlighting the problem. And then ultimately you have this like huge footer where it's like contact, community, and what's coming next with a nice roadmap. So these are definitely good ideas, definitely good ideas for the Discord, and very clear and concise way to contact you, which is basically your email. And then it's made with love and beer. What you're lacking here is like, terms of service, address of your company, or things like that. Not a big deal since you're very early on. You also are lacking social proof, so there's no mention here of anyone using this, which I think it's a huge pit in against you basically. And then also, kind of like lack of call to actions here, where you could be asking things like, are you not sure of trying blocks.me yet? Let me show you how I can improve your your noise signal to noise ratio, right? Like, since you're talking about noise, digital noise, so you could say something like that, and then maybe have a Calendly link where people can just like book some time for like a demo. Or you could say, are you thinking of like some new blocks? Throw me your ideas and I will build them for you if it makes sense. Something that kind of ties in with the roadmap. A nice little call to action here for people who like scrolled all this way. They don't want to sign up, they just want to learn more. It's like a contrasting call to action. Also, I do feel that this sign up with Notion here, it's very good that you have it up here, but unfortunately, the part of this page, this part here, does not scroll with the website. So you probably have to like sprinkle a little few, maybe one or two extra call to actions here. For example, like you could have one here, like sign up with Notion now, it's free, sign up, it's free, something like that. And then again, the one at the bottom where you do the lead magnet, right? Like you basically say, hey, give me your email, let's get in touch, let's do something. I'm really trying to make this work for you. So I think the idea is very good. I think the market that you're trying to penetrate is not actually the best, but I think what you've built is the foundation of something that's going to be great. I can totally see like turning data from Notion into a graph, into a widget, turning it into something more visual. That's definitely lacking in Notion. You totally identified the right work to be done there, and I hope you can impress the world with what you've built so far. Anyways, that's 12 minutes. I think it's a good comeback video. Again, sorry for y'all, for everyone who was like waiting on more videos. I kind of slacked, was kind of taking it easy the last couple of weeks, but I'll make sure to send more videos on my YouTube channel. And also, don't forget to like check Indie Hackers landing page feedback. I'm super active there because I can do it from my phone super easily. And last but not least, if you like this video, drop me a thumbs up and subscribe if you think this kind of content resonates with you, because there's more coming. And as you know, it's been going for over a year now and I haven't stopped, so I don't think I'm gonna stop anytime soon. So thank you and see you in the next video.